Hey loves, it's Belinda Selene and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a full clean with me video. Our house is so much messier than it's been before, and that is because we have a little baby. I haven't had a chance to film my clean with me videos because usually I do it in sections, or I'll clean one thing at a time throughout the week, so that way it just all doesn't accumulate too much. But today I was like, you know what, I'm going to set everything else aside and I'm going to dedicate the entire day to cleaning. So when Benji was taking his naps is the time that I was able to move around the house, especially because we have 2 floors, so I didn't want him to be awake and then leave him on one floor and me go to the other one. So while he's sleeping, it's just easier to do it. And we'll usually clean on the weekend when Ricardo is home, and he does the majority of the cleaning, to be honest, because breastfeeding just consumes a lot of my time. But now that we're more in a rhythm and we know what to expect when his nap times are a little bit better of a routine, and he's able to breastfeed a lot faster, it frees up a little bit more time for myself. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put everything aside and I'm just going to make sure that I get the entire house cleaned. It was desperately needed because last weekend we spent it with my sister and with our family, so we didn't have a chance to clean. So I was like, you know what, it's the weekday and I'm gonna make sure that we get everything done. And it looks a lot different now, because before it just used to be the basics and I didn't do that much of like deep cleaning. Sometimes I would, but things look a lot more different now, because not only do we have like cups and pans and just dirty dishes in general, but we have all of his stuff. And I'll show you guys what we do because it's a little bit different now. I want to make sure that we clean his stuff separately because, you know, just in general, you don't want to mix your dishes with their dishes because, you know, you don't know if they have an allergy to a certain food or anything yet. So I do keep everything separated, and we do have a system of how we keep everything clean for him, and also just, you know, how we sanitize everything, which has come in handy and has helped us such tremendously, because before they would just like pile up all over the kitchen, and now we separate them and we kind of have something going on. So it just makes things so much easier, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. In the mornings, we try to get all of his things washed for the day. Sometimes it'll be like a day or 2, but that's okay. So I'll just go throughout the house and I'll start collecting all of his bottles and just like things that, you know, he needs, like his little toys as well. I didn't have any today because I washed them yesterday, but like I'll go through the house and just gather everything up so they're not lying everywhere, because they tend to do that. It happens. And these are all parts that I use at night, and I'll get a little bit more into that, but I do pump at night and sometimes throughout the day. I actually used to pump after every single feeding. That was a little bit exhausting when I was trying to build up my milk supply, but now that it's like really well, I can go ahead and use less parts, but it's still kind of a lot. I do use 2 different pumps. So at night, I will use the Medela pump just because I'm able to switch out bottles if I have more coming out, just because he does sleep longer stretches at night, and so for that reason I feel engorged and I just have so much more milk. So I do like that I can use the Medela pump and then switch out the bottles, because I give out more than how many ounces fit per bottle. And then during the day I use the LV pump, and the LV pump is portable, so I can move around the house and do things that I need to do without feeling restricted and just sitting in one spot while pumping. So I like that I do have that variation, and there's pros and cons to both pumps. So I'll have them linked down below if you guys are interested in either one of those, but I do like both of those very well. I like to soak everything in really, really hot sudsy water, and I feel like they come out really, really clean. That way I can just go in there and scrub things, and I'll save that for last, so that way it doesn't get mixed with anything else that I have in the kitchen. Okay, so this is our system and how we keep ourselves sane when it comes to all these parts. So a lot of these are pumping parts, just like storage containers for the milk that I extract, and then I switch it over and freeze it later on at night when I have a little bit more time. But so I don't drive myself crazy, I wash 2 sets of pumping parts every single day, and then I'll use them, but I'll put them in a plastic bag. That way I can put them in the fridge, and then I could reuse them again without having to wash these over and over and over again throughout the day. So we just do like one big batch of all like bottles and all that thing for the past like maybe 2 days. So that's what we have here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and steam them in the steamer. This is like the best thing that we ever got from our baby shower. That was amazing because we use that on a daily basis. So we wash them, steam them. Once they're steamed, we transfer them over here to dry out, to air out, and then from there we store them in here. And right now it's messy, but that's pretty much what it looks like. So we have like the clean parts here, and then over there on top I have it somewhat organized, but we do have like pacifiers, bottle nipples, and then on top I have other accessories, heating pad. We'll store them in there, but as you can tell, we used them all in the past maybe 2 days, and I also grabbed some that were like in the diaper bag and stuff. So and then we just have, those are all clean, so those are ready to be stored away. And then over here is a tray that we bring upstairs at night. So Benji is such a sleepy baby that when we try to do the dream feed, he will only feed a little bit and then fall right asleep. So the way that we can make sure that he gets a full feeding at night and he can sleep an additional like 3-4 hours after he does his long stretch of like 5 or 6 hours, what we do is we give him a bottle of frozen breast milk, and he'll drink it really fast, and then we can go ahead and sleep. So it just makes things so much easier to give him a bottle at night of breast milk. That way I'm not fighting to like keep him up in order for him to get a full feeding. Otherwise he'll eat a little bit, go to sleep, wake up because he didn't eat enough, eat a little bit, go back to sleep, and we've done that too many times. So we learned to do a bottle at night for his dream feed. So what I'm gonna do is put those in the steamer, switch them over there, and then grab whatever pieces I do have, and then bring this upstairs at night so I don't have to come downstairs and do all of this in the middle of the night. I could just like grab what I need and give it to him. And then I always have additional ones in case he does wake up and he wants to nurse a little bit longer, and he does the same thing, he falls back asleep. I just have extra bottles just in case. Another thing too is that sometimes he'll be picky with the bottle. It's so crazy. So sometimes he doesn't want this bottle and he'll take this bottle, and vice versa. So I just have to have both options just in case he's picky. I don't know why. It's just, that's my baby. Sometimes he doesn't want a certain bottle at a certain time, and then others he'll take it. So you just have to keep trying different things to see what your baby likes. Just because the baby doesn't like one bottle doesn't mean he won't like another one. I'm really impressed with how fast and also how many items fit inside of this sanitizer. It's crazy. And you guys see that little post-it there by the light switch? That is how many parts I need at night, and that is just a reminder for Ricardo, because it happened where I would need different parts, or I noticed that I was letting out more milk and I needed to put more things inside of our little caddy to bring upstairs. And so that's just a reminder of like how many parts I need. So he'll look at it and see what needs to be brought up, and then as I'm putting Benji to sleep for the night, he'll come down here, he'll gather all of the things that we need and then bring it upstairs. So it's just a little reminder for us, and then I switch it up once in a while. I love to spend as much time as possible with my cute little baby. Like, we'll sit down and like read books and just do a bunch of other things. So I waited for him to go down for his last nap of the night before I continued doing some more deep cleaning, especially the bathroom, just because I'm using vinegar and it can get in your nostrils and I didn't want him to smell that. So I waited for him to go down for his last nap, and I was able to give this bathroom a really nice deep cleaning, which was much needed. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that this is like the best little concoction that you can put together. It's just vinegar and Dawn soap, and it does such an amazing job of getting rid of that soap scum without having to really get in there and like scrub things. Like all I have to do is let it sit there for about 15 minutes, and then I'll go in afterwards and I'll wipe it down, and it all comes off so easily. So it's really fast. Before I used to struggle, even using like the super harsh cleaners, like would not get the soap scum off, and the only thing that's worked is just vinegar and Dawn soap. And I'll heat it up in the microwave for about a minute or two before adding it into the spray bottle, and it works so good. If you guys haven't tried it before, I highly recommend it. The only thing though is that it does get really stinky, so I would recommend like putting on a fan or just making sure that you air it out, because it doesn't linger very much, but it does make you choke up a little bit. So that's why I like to make sure that I'm doing this when Benji is sleeping, so he's not in the same room and he's not inhaling all of that vinegar, because it can hurt your nostrils. So I'll go ahead and use that not only like in the shower but also on the sink. And it also works really well on the glass, which I'm glad. So one thing that I've noticed that I used to do is that I used to have the same rag and I would rinse it out and try to take out the rest of the vinegar and the Dawn soap, and it just kind of created like a soapy mess. So what I decided to do now is just I grab like a bunch of different rags and make sure that they're all clean, and then I'll go ahead and use them, and once that one is soaked, I will grab a brand new one. And I noticed that my shower is a lot cleaner and there is just less residue left, because you do want to make sure that you get it all off. You don't want it to be too slippery in there, especially because you're using that Dawn soap and you don't want to slip and fall. So I'll go ahead and as soon as it gets soaked, I will transition to like a new rag, and it works great. And then afterwards, I could just throw everything inside of the washer, including the mats that are on the floor. So it's just really convenient and easy, and I don't feel like I'm doing too much, like trying to rinse it out like every time I use a new towel. So it does make things a lot easier. Whenever I do my deep cleanings, I will also go ahead and look through any bottles that are empty and recycle the ones that are empty, rinse them out if I have to, or if they need to be thrown away. And this just makes the clutter so much easier, because I don't have time to declutter as much as I used to before, and I don't want any clutter accumulating because there's just no time for it. So what I like to do is I'll look at the things that are like halfway empty, things that I no longer use or need, and then things that I just haven't thrown away because they're too big for the trash can, or things that I haven't gone through, and this just like eliminates some clutter. So it's really nice. I do love deep cleaning our bathroom just because I feel like I can get rid of more things as I use them. We have spent so much more of our time here on the second floor because we don't want to go up and down the stairs constantly with the baby. So we really use a lot of our time up here in this bathroom, and I want to do a makeover on it. I want to just bring it all down and get like new counters, a new tile, a new shower, just everything new, because I feel like it is a little bit outdated and like the sink tends to leak over here. We've tried fixing it, but we're not sure what we're doing wrong, and we just want to give it a nice little update. And I've been looking on Pinterest to find ideas on what to do. I just don't know how to get started. I'm like, I don't know where to get started or like what to do, but that is going to be our next project. I'm just not sure when, but I'm so looking forward to it and I can't wait. So fingers crossed it'll happen soon, but we really just don't know yet. As I was cleaning, Benji woke up from his nap and I was just waiting for him to fall back asleep. I try and have him fall back asleep on his own without me interfering. Not gonna lie, it's kind of hard sometimes because he does this super cute little whine and I just want to go in there and snuggle him and like rock him back to sleep, but I'm trying really hard to resist. Unless he's crying, I'll go in there and help him, but usually he does a pretty decent job of like putting himself back to sleep. So I was just making sure that he was okay, and I had enough time to still vacuum and also mop the floors, which was needed while he was sleeping. So that was really great. I'm so glad that I got all of that done during his nap. The steam mop that I had broke and I haven't gotten a new one. I just don't know which one to get, and I feel like I need to look at reviews and find a really good one. So if you guys suggest one, that would be amazing, so I don't have to try and find one that works really well. The steam mop that I had before was amazing, and then all of a sudden it just stopped working. I mean, I had it for several years, so I wasn't surprised that it stopped working. So for right now, I'm just using this other mop that I used to use, and then I'll use a squirt bottle from Method. And since I ran out of the cleaner, I just went ahead and put my own. It's just Fabuloso, which smells amazing to me. The number one area in our home that is always the messiest is our bedroom, and I just can never keep it clean. So you know what? I just live with the mess half the time. It's just because there's so much laundry that accumulates. I can't believe how much a little tiny baby, a little tiny human being can create so much laundry. And of course, we prioritize his laundry first, so everything else comes second, and so all of my laundry is just like in a pile half the time. So that's what those baskets are for. Usually, like, I'll have time to like fold all of his stuff and put it away, but not ours. So that is why this room is just always such a huge mess. Benji got up from his nap and I brought him into the room with me, and he was playing on his little rocker, and it's so cute because you could hear him talk all the time now. He just loves to talk and tells me all kinds of stories, especially at night, and you can hear him here that he's like talking, and it's the cutest thing ever. Even though it's late at night, I still wanted to freshen up the bed. I just felt like the room wasn't completely clean until I spread out the covers and adjusted the pillows, even though we're going to be sleeping in it pretty soon. But still, it's just serene and it feels nice. Does anybody else agree? If you guys do this in the morning, it just feels so good when you get started with your day. So I just gotta remember to do it in the morning more often, which I do when I get ready in the bathroom as soon as I wake up. But it just feels nice. It like completed everything that I was doing. And now I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum, and Benji really enjoys when I carry him and when I'm vacuuming. The vacuum is just so soothing for him. It reminds me of white noise on the sound machine because that is how he sleeps. If there is no white noise, he wakes up startled easily, but with, of course, the sound machine at night, he sleeps really, really well. So I think that's why it's so soothing for him and he enjoys it, and it allows me to get a little bit more stuff done. So I'll wait for him to wake up and then I'll wear him, and that's when I get to vacuum the first floor, and it's really, really nice. Oh my gosh, I just love him so much. He's the cutest little thing ever. Look who made an appearance. This cutie. This cutie made an appearance. Yeah? My baby. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Yeah. So, I think we're gonna call it a night. I am so sweaty. Oh my goodness. He's hot on me, and then vacuuming. Yeah. You ready for bed? He's ready for bed. You ready for bed, babies? We got the hubs who cleans all the time. This is the first time that I clean. So I had to film it. But he does all the work all the time.
Should have been a daddy clean with me.
It should have been.
What'd you say? You were saying muchos besos?
Yeah, muchos besos. Say muchos besos. Say thank you for watching, my mommy.
Sign us off, baby.
Yeah.
Sign us off, baby.
Say goodbye.
Say bye, baby.
Now all the nights seem so overrated. What was it worth? I can't take back, I can't stop feeling.